At the age of 21 at Cambridge College, physicist major Stephen Hawking was told he had 2 years to live. Those 2 years turned into a lifetime, and he still lives to this day. My conclusion is this: the deadliest disease has nothing on a man with purpose. The Theory of Everything. In my opinion, it's a remarkable film. The story chronicles the life of Stephen Hawking and his wife Jane, beginning with their first meeting. At first it seems things won't work out, but as we get to see, they lived a life together, and it was full of ups and downs. My knowledge of Hawking prior to seeing this film was very little. I have heard his name a number of times, but I've never personally researched his story, and no one's ever told me his story. So this film was like a 2-hour education. The journey, let me tell you, was extraordinary. What I loved most was Eddie Redmayne and Felicity Jones's performances. They embodied their roles perfectly. Redmayne in particular gives one of the best performances I've ever seen, period. And for this kind of role especially, it is really hard to tackle. Redmayne is not only portraying one of the most brilliant men in the world, but he is portraying someone with a disability. And right there as an actor, he is on very thin ice because it is so easy to offend someone by not playing that correctly. But literally, there was never one scene where I did not believe he had that disability, and that is the work of a truly great actor. My favorite scene is this dinner scene a little ways in. It's Hawking, his wife, and then friends who have gathered. During this scene, Hawking is trying to spoon food into his mouth, and he's having a really hard time. And he looks up and sees everyone else who was just eating at a normal pace, and they're all enjoying themselves. But for him, he just can't take it, so he goes out, he leaves quietly, goes out to the staircase where he can just be by himself. And he just is sitting there with himself and just trying to get over this simple fact that he can no longer eat the way that they do. You know, it's a simple task, eating. It's, you and I do it every day, we don't even think about it, but for him, it's become nearly impossible. And it's just the way it's written, the way it's directed, and the way it's performed, it's amazing. Where I think the film could have improved is the pacing and the second scene where Hawking meets and interacts with Jane. The scene is in a bar, and he approaches her to ask her out on a date. She motions to this boy that she's with, and the assumption is that they are together, but we don't really know. My issue is that we literally never see or hear about him ever again in the film, so why bother having him in this one scene where it doesn't really do anything for the story except slow it down? This, of course, leads into the pacing. The movie, generally speaking, has a very nice flow to it, but while I was never bored, I did feel the running time. There were a couple scenes I felt either could have been cut, like that bar scene, or maybe just shortened to get to the point faster. But overall, this movie is emotional and inspiring, and I forgot I was watching a movie, and I love when that happens. I give this film 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you very much for your time. Have an awesome day.